Hi guys, it's Charity from Beasley Creations. Today I'm making a shelf for my husband's model paints. His favorite colors are green and blue, so that's what I'm using. I'm starting off by cleaning my mold. Now I'm trying to kind of smush the molds together so they don't bow. I've only poured the shelf once, but not completely. I poured the shelves themselves and they bow out and take a lot more resin than they should. So I'm trying to keep that from happening. I taped some stir sticks together and I'm trying to get it to hold that one side. The shelf supports the side walls. I've tried pouring them once with an alcohol drip, that's why my mold is stained, but it took a lot more resin than I thought, so I ended up never finishing that piece. This will be my first completed one. I'm taping the stir sticks. I have a stick at the top too that I'm trying to get it taped to so it keeps it from getting all wonky, which it still kind of is right there at the end, but it'll still work just fine. In the future, I'd like to make housing to hold these shelf molds, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm using Glitz Resin's 2-port epoxy. Using my little mixer I got from Temu. It's really loud, but it works well. I got the little blue stir stick, the silicone stir sticks from Amazon. It came with a plastic one that it was really hard to clean, and I didn't like it, so I got some silicone ones to make it easier. Just stirring up my resin. Set a little mushroom timer for 5 minutes so I can make sure it's all stirred well. Now I'm getting my cups for my colors. At this point, I'm not sure how many I'm using. I did forget to write them down at the time, so I'm not exactly sure which colors I used, but the ones I believe I used are a combination of eye candy and Glitz Resin, and a one I got off Amazon. The eye candy colors are Sibafu, Sibafu green, olive yellow. The Glitz Resin colors are lawn green and forest green, but I'm not sure if that's correct because some of their labels are wrong. They'll have the same name on 2 different colors or things like that. Say something's color shift when it's not. I'm just mixing up some alcohol with my mica powders, dissolving them in alcohol so they mix in better, which I learned from Michelle on Glitz and Glitter. It doesn't affect the curing as far as I can tell. It even helps the bubbles come out a little easier. I do have a vacuum chamber, but I don't always use it. I use it when I'm doing something like this, which I did. I just didn't show it. I didn't know if anyone would want to see that or not. Pouring a little bit of clear to see if I can get any interesting effects on my piece. I don't know how to, if it did anything. I forgot I even did it, so I guess not. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about the black. I also used a brand from Amazon that's just letters for the name. It's NTWJNJY, and the name is Mysterious Black. And I had forgot that I did, but I also put in some Glimmer White from Eye Candy. My husband likes sparkle, so I was trying to add a little extra sparkle to it. I'm not sure if it came through because I completely forgot I did it, so I didn't check, and I did not add it to my subsequent mixes. I ended up having to mix resin 3 times for this project because I didn't know what it took. It ended up taking like 28 to 30 ounces, I believe. I did not use all the colors that I put out. I was just trying to decide what color combo I wanted. I'm just drizzling the colors on, alternating between the different colors. I am still learning, so if anyone's got any hints, tips, tricks, how-tos, anything they'd like to share, then that would be more than welcome. I believe this is the second mix that I did. I didn't mix up as many colors the second and third time. In fact, the third time, I don't even think I added any color. I was just trying to make sure the molds were full and as domed as I could get them. Even though the sidewalls molds, they seem off. I had my surface level and everything, but the molds seemed like it was fuller on one end than the other, and if I tilted it the other way, it would get more full on that end and not the other. Like it just seemed like the mold was a little messed up. I did get these molds on Amazon. I got 2 sets so I could pour both sidewalls at the same time instead of having to pour and unmold and pour and try to get it to match. It matches better if you pour at the same time, I've noticed from watching other people do things. Something in there, probably a cat hair glitter, swirling the bottoms, even though you can't see it when you put stuff in the shelves. This is the second pour. I didn't have the 7 shelves all at once, so I had to demold and re-pour 2 of them. I now ordered some more shelves, so I have all 7. I can do it all at once next time. I'm sorry. And I do apologize for the camera angle. I moved it and didn't realize it was cutting so much off. Don't forget to turn your molds right side out. Here is the part of the shelf that I pre-made, like I pre-assembled. Now I'm going to show how I attach the shelves to the sidewalls. Sorry about that, didn't mean to bump y'all. Trying to get my lights over here so I'm using the bonding resin. I know it says it cures in 10 seconds, but I always like to put it under the big light just to make sure everything's cured and hardened so nothing comes apart or nothing sticky. Oops. Clumsy crafter. I'm just taking the tip of the applicator and running it along the seam between the shelf and the sidewall and putting a thin line so it'll bond the 2 pieces together, and then curing it with the little light that comes with the bonding resin. I do the bottom of the shelf, and then I do the top part of the shelf, like where you actually put things in the shelf, and then flip it over and attach the other side. Now I'm doing the front. Sorry, my head's in the way. Got some crafter hair going on. Don't pay no attention to that. I am using my little. I got a cheap like $5 selfie stick tripod thing. So I've been trying to figure out where the best places to film from. I will get me an overhead holder eventually. I just haven't got one yet. So bear with me, please. Didn't want it to shine in nobody's eyes, so I covered that for y'all. I wanted to make sure everything was solid enough that if he moved it or bumped it when he was getting paint or whatever, it wouldn't just fall apart. As you can tell, my pieces are bowed a little bit because I wasn't quite patient enough for them to solidify all the way. You other crafters know how it is. You can't wait to demold. So exciting. Oops. There we go again with the clumsiness. Get back in the right sections, in the right holes. Wanted to be an unruly toddler and not do what it was supposed to. Again, I'm running the tip of the bonding resin tube applicator along the join of the shelf and the sidewall support, making sure the bonding resin fills that little section up good. It's kind of like for anybody that has done any home improvement or anything like that, when you're caulking something, it's kind of similar to that. Has a little bit of uncured. It went through the little holes, so I'm curing that. Curing it where it went through on my mat. You can kind of see the little strips where it went through the little hole sections. Making sure it's not sticky. And yes, I'm aware I should be wearing gloves, but I hate gloves. They get on my nerves, and I forget to put them on sometimes. I figured I didn't need them since I wasn't touching anything, but I probably still should have done it anyway. Wear your gloves, people. Right now, even though you can't see it, I am filling the little gaps where the resin was leaking through earlier, and there's still gaps where the shelf goes into the sidewall. So right now I'm just filling that area to make sure everything's good and strong and bonded well. I'm moving my light back and forth because I'm impatient. I do cure it more than one time, so everything should be cured fairly well. I'm doing it from the top and the bottom. Be inside and outside when you stand it up. I'd just like to take this time to say thank you to everybody at Crafty YouTubers United. Without y'all, this would not have happened. Well, your encouragement, support, and help has been amazing, and you are all great, wonderful, helpful, sweet people, and I thank you very, very much. I will be doing a collab with some of them in the end of March. We're doing a spring collab, so keep an eye out for that. I'm excited and a little nervous, let's be honest. There's so many talented people on there. I got my shelves bowing again. I guess if you wanted to, after you bond the shelves to where they don't move or anything, you could tape it off and pour some 2-part epoxy or maybe some tabletop or some of the honey thickness epoxy, like the really high viscosity epoxy on those. And it'll hold it better, a lot better, and also reinforce the thin shelves because they're still bowing a little bit. And I've been trying to think of how I could fix that. I know there's so many ideas I come up with. I may need to give it a shot to stop that from happening. And then again, it may be happening because the pump on my resin bottle, it broke. It's supposed to pump through 30 milliliters at a time, and it wasn't even pumping 10. So I may have mixed one of the batches or two of the batches because I wasn't measuring properly. Don't do that. Measure, weigh, make sure your stuff is even so it mixes and cures properly. At least you can inspect the bottom of the shelves. You can see the little swirl I put on them. It's kind of pretty. I just poured clear on there. I was ready to be done. I needed a break, so I didn't mix any color into the third mix I had to do. Came out pretty, even though you won't be able to see it. I'm still filling the gaps in the section where the shelf sits into the shelf support. Making sure it's not sticky, and it was, so curing that a little longer. Oops, there we go again. Clumsiness. I'm just putting some mica powders and alcohol inks and resin dyes and things like that in there so you can see how big it is and what types of things it can hold. I store my chrome powders upside down so I can see the colors. I also got some nail powders from Dollar Tree, you'll see, that kind of look just like the chrome powders. To me, they're the same exact thing, but they're hard to find at the Dollar Tree, and you actually get a lot more from the less resin chrome powders, which you can also use on your nails, so that's great. I need to make me one of these shelves for all my stuff, because those really tall, skinny alcohol bottles, they like to leak when they fall over, and most of them are all dried out because it leaked out. I can add some more alcohol to it, and at least I think I can add more alcohol to it. I'm going to try it, but because they're really decent alcohol inks for just some little cheap ones I got on Amazon. But you see, they don't like to stand up, so you gotta kind of wedge things against them, which I'm sure we all have enough to fill this if you happen to have the mold and make it. Now my problem is finding somewhere to put it so I can actually get to it and see it and use it. I also have some powdered, the white is a powdered eyeshadow that I got from the Dollar Tree. It works great. It's a really pretty color in resin. I have a purple as well. Here's the nail powders I was talking about earlier. You can put nail polishes, you can put all kinds of things in this little shelf. I think it's cute. And here's my finished piece. Thank you for watching. See you next time.